can I be petty this morning? Because there's a lot of vitriolic hate that's being spewed toward this dude. Okay, but can I be just a little petty? By a show of hands, who wants me to be just a little bit petty? Okay, and I'm going to entitle this one, title it. Meanwhile, in the world of perfect black relationships where we just love, where we just love each other as black people. I mean, we just love each other to death, don't we? And when I say love each other to death, don't we just love each other to death?
I believe what made Taylor snap is when she realized she couldn't have no more control over him. She had nothing to keep him there. He started to work for himself. Before he wasn't. She knew that she no longer had control over him. And he didn't want to be there no more. You had nothing to keep him there. And I believe that's what made her snap. That she was about to lose him and he wasn't going to be there no more. Terrell wasn't going to be there no more. Terrell was going to move on like he normally does.
I feel like if a person don't want to be with you anymore, you don't take their life. You let them go. And I feel like if it was meant for y'all to be together, he'll come back. But you don't get to be with somebody else yourself and then take his life.
But whenever you done set your bald-headed ass, up, you know what I'm saying, and listen to a bunch of women on the internet entitle you to believe that yo 30, because this chick was 37. This chick was 37 years old. 37. This guy, Terrell, he's 21. Like, do you realize how absolutely and completely delusional that you have to be to think that your old 37-year-old beat down pussy, that's if you didn't even had it beat on. By the looks of things, you probably haven't really had it beat on too much your entire life. If you think somebody is finna commit to a 37-year-old piece of ass at 21, bitch, you crazy. So let's listen to what a lot of these women really think of themselves, okay? Listen closely.
Who said, stop trying to push Cynthia Erivo on us, a black man. And he was coming for, her low hair, or no hair self. And is it me, or does Hollywood and even pageant world, there's always a push for the bald, androgynous black woman, particularly a woman, brown skin, dark skin. Think about how Lupita was first introduced. She had the low fade, Danae, Shauna Lynch with, when she was in 007 and she had the short crop. Even though, and y'all can say what y'all want, but hair is a symbol of femininity. It is. Even in pageant world, the black woman who has a short crop or no hair or whatnot, that's the one they're going to pick. The black woman with a nice little silk press or some extension, she can't get no love. But, a black woman who kind of looks like a little boy, it's just like, what's that about?
Okay, so thank you, Black Shay, for speaking the very, very extremely quiet part out loud. They believe, now, percentage-wise, I would roughly say that, 25% to slightly under half of all black women have very short hair. It's only an inch or maybe 2 or 3 inches, all right? A lot of women have hair that's naturally longer than that. It may be 4C, 3C, whatever, but it'll be 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches. In some cases, it may even go down her shoulders or past her shoulders if she perm it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, this woman spoke the quiet part out extremely loud. They think they look like boys, and they look at white women as the apex of womanhood and femininity. If a black man leaves, his community, and if he gets with a white female, to them, it's such a validation of how much lesser of a woman that they are. It validates to them that they are the lesser female and that she can't generate or conjure up enough internal pride to just say, fuck it. Let's purify this race. Let me just be what I am. If any man calls me a bald-headed boy because I present myself as what I naturally am, fuck him. Let him go get with a white woman or let him die lonely. Most dudes that don't want a black woman ain't going to get with nobody, actually. 70, 80% of them, he's just going to die probably in his 50s by himself. Just go ahead and let those dudes die. Like, don't dress up like something that he wants and then reproduce with him. That's why we have the community that we have. That's going to be a hated child because that child is just going to come out as the actuality of what you all are. That child ain't going to be born with no weave or contact lenses or nothing like that. But that's the real reason they spew this vitriol, because It takes nothing. Like, you can just Google, because violence from black women to black men is so high that if you just in general Google girlfriend, unalives her boyfriend, you're going to find a bunch of black women that have done it, overwhelmingly more than any other group of women. So to me, it's just the craziest thing in the world that we make as big a deal of this as what we're making. I'm like, what's the big deal? It happens among us all the time. The key thing here is the vanilla female. And what it informs me of is the level of spew and the level of, flaming toxic hatred that has to, like, if you're a brother man out there, and if you got a white girlfriend, I'm going to tell you something, bruh. Like, if you had one of those spiritual people, a mufti, around you who knew how to read people's energy, man, if you walk through a crowd of black women, that mufti would tell you, bruh, you are being murdered right now. These women are murdering you in their head. You think you just casually hanging out with your white girlfriend. These women are murdering you, bro. They are imagining that they could hang you upside down, stab you 100 times, take little scrawls and jab those little scrawls into your wounds and pour alcohol and gas in there and just torture you to death. That's what they want to do to you. This is the level of spewing hatred that and it's been very revealing. I've always realized throughout my life that it was there. This malcontent was there. But this event right here has exposed it like nothing else ever has. I'm like, yeah, man, this dude was a fuck up. But I'll just end it like this. For all the people that say, oh, man, he's a cornball and this, that, and the third, I'm going to just end it by saying this. He wanted to leave black culture, and he also said that he'd never defend a black man, but he'd defend a white man. Who knows, man? This dude had probably been robbed and jumped on by brothers and walking down the street, getting off work. You got 2 miles to go home. Your brothers then pulled off and they passing right by you, blowing the horn, bumping their music. And then some white guy be like, hey, man, are you headed down this way? Well, my house is just a little further. I passed right by you, dude. I'll drop you off, man. You mean nobody else gave you a ride? Hop in, bro. You never know how many times shit like that didn't happen, bro. So I'll just leave you with this, okay? This is a rap verse from the song Criminal on Eminem's old album by a black band member from his group D12 that has been broken up, but they used to exist back in the day. It go kind of like this. I love snatching up players, thugs, young ballers, shoot up the household, even the young toddlers, grenade barricade to bring the noise. While the bullet breaks your bones, I'm like Christmas toys. If I go solo, I'm doing a song with YOLO, a big Chinese nigga screaming, I-yo, yo. I leave your face leaking, run up in church and slap the preacher while he's preaching, take a swing at the deacon. Okay, dude, this is black culture. And nobody says nothing about a black man that says, number one, I love unaliving other black men like myself. Number two, I love shooting up houses that have children in them, even toddlers, like the itty bitty little small ones. And the preachers that are the moral correction of all things wrong, and they used to come together to save the community. The church, that's the symbol of the organization that kind of used to glue us together. I like to run up in there and snatch and slap and pistol whip the preachers and the deacons. Telvin Osborne rejected that culture, and I think that in the mind of any morally correct or morally righteous or just normative human, nobody would want to be part of a culture. And the level of silence that you hear toward things like that being spewed in music just indicates that the majority of people view it as normal. There's people like me and other people, maybe like Telvin, who view this as abnormal. I don't think it's normal to live around a man that looks like me that enjoys killing me. I don't think it's normal to want to always be around people that look like me that want to shoot up in my house and murder my kids. If I do decide to go to church, I don't want a guy standing up in there running off the streets that wants to beat the deacons and the preachers upside the head with a pistol. I think that's abnormal. And I think it's completely normal to want to get up and leave it. And I think that people trying to look at this guy right here and say that he deserved it, I don't really call these crabs in the bucket. I call these demonic lobsters, man. These are demonic squids in a fucking hellhole. And you're a little angelfish trying to elevate yourself out of this ocean of nigga dysfunction and hatred. And I'm telling you, if you attempt to get out of it, these niggas are going to reach up with their tentacles and desperately try to pull you back into what appears to be a curse and a damnation. A bunch of women who think they look like boys, who act like men, who will beat a man, kill a man, tell a man don't work, and you be the woman while I sit up here and think I'm a man with my short hair. And I'm only a woman at the point at which I perm my hair or put on a weave or lighten my skin with a bunch of makeup. you know. And if you go out there and actually get with what I think is the apex of all women, dude, I'm gonna spew hatred, and I hope, and I'm speaking the mind of what these women think. They hope. They hope that something happens to you. I even seen women saying, let's get her a GoFundMe started just to make these niggas mad. And I'm thinking to myself, who is these niggas? You know, like how big of a deadhead, lonely, nerd ass chick do you gotta be to sit up on the internet all day, digging up the most negative, hateful individuals that you can find to disagree with. And, you know, all the way until your mind becomes toxic and contaminated. And this is what you think of all men. Like all men are the men that your lonely ass engages with on the internet all day. You know, get out and touch grass, bitch, and grow some fucking hair naturally, you fucking dude. Anyways, thanks for listening. I'm out.